Today, I'm going to be making a chocolate custard bundt cake. This recipe is from the quart-size container of the Prairie Farms chocolate custard. Kevin and I did a review of this because we had had custard before, but we had never had chocolate custard. And so I saw this recipe on the back for this chocolate custard bundt cake, and it sounds really easy. I didn't have to buy a lot of extra ingredients. It's stuff that I already had on hand. It wasn't a bunch of weird stuff. And so it sounds easy too, so I decided to make it. So what you're gonna need is 7 ounces of milk chocolate chips. You need a half a cup of chocolate syrup. So for me personally, this was the only thing that I had to buy that I didn't have in the house. And we bought the Hershey's syrup. And so you need half a cup of that. You need 1 cup of butter softened. You need 1.5 cups of sugar, 4 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, salt, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda. You need 1 cup of this Prairie Farms chocolate custard right here. And then you're also going to need some cocoa powder, but it's just for dusting. So the directions say preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Grease a bundt pan. So I have greased mine using the Baker's Joy, and when it's a bundt pan, I try to grease it really, really well, because if you don't get down in all those little nooks and crannies, it will stick. But then it says take some baking cocoa, some cocoa powder, and you want to coat the sides with that too.
So you're basically just flouring your pan.
You're flouring your pan. Instead of putting flour on your butter, you're putting your cocoa powder. And I just always take it and tap as well as I can all around. Normally I do this over the sink, but since I'm showing you on camera, I'm doing it here. And then anything that I have left, I will just let it go down the sink because it's fine. Okay, so I tapped it over the sink and I dumped out the excess, and so I'm gonna set this to the side until we need it. And now what you want to do is you want to take your chocolate chips and your chocolate syrup, and we're going to put them in the same bowl. If you want, you can do this in a saucepan on the stove. You could just heat it up. You want to melt your chocolate chips, and you want to stir it until it's melted and then set it to the side. So we are actually going to do this in the microwave because we've done it before in the microwave, and we'll show you what it looks like when we finish. This is how your chocolate should look. And Kevin, how did you?
I just did it for 45 seconds in the microwave and then started. It was ready. And
it was ready. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna set this to the side until we need it. And then the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to take our butter and our sugar, and we're going to mix those together until it's fluffy. So now we want to beat our eggs in one at a time. Add in our vanilla and our melted chocolate. So now we're going to add our salt, our baking soda, and our flour. The last thing you want to do is add in the custard, and then you want to mix this well. This mixture is going to be poured into your bundt pan. And I don't know if there's going to be a lot of pouring going on because it's
really thick.
It's thick. So I'm going to just take like spoonfuls here and just place it around and then scrape it out. Just make it easy because these bowls, I love this bowl. I love the KitchenAid, and I prefer, I know a lot of people have like a metal bowl. I actually really like the glass bowl, but the thing about the glass bowl is it does get heavy. And so when you have a lot of stuff in it like this, it's hard to hold it up for a long time. I wonder if those metal bowls are as heavy.
No.
You don't think they're near as heavy?
No, they're made out of like stainless steel. They're not. That glass is really heavy.
Yeah, I do like it though. So, and we actually have 2 of these. We did years ago when we bought this. We did a box opening. Kevin did a box opening, and I'm sure he looked completely different back then. But we got this bowl with it. And then, what do you call that? Like a rebate, or what do you?
Rebate, free gift certificate, whatever you want to call it.
Right. So did we get to choose something else that we wanted?
Yeah, we could have gotten we could have got an attachment or a bowl or whatever, and we just got the bowl.
We picked another bowl, yeah. But it was the smartest choice to get another bowl. So we have 2 of these bowls, and it's wonderful because a lot of recipes, they want you to mix up one thing and then set it aside and then mix up something else, or you put one in the refrigerator or something. So it's been very, very nice to have 2 glass bowls. Well worth it.
Well, in the times we would use a pasta attachment is slim to none.
Well, that's true. Yeah, well, I'm not making my own
or a
pasta.
meat grinder or whatever.
Yeah, you know, I would just as soon go to the store and spend a couple bucks on the spaghetti. I've never had bougie spaghetti, so I'll just take regular spaghetti out of the box. I tell you what, this is some thick stuff. All right. So I'm going to try to flatten it out a little bit and get it even and kind of get it in those little grooves. And I noticed one thing it does not mention in the ingredients list. So like cocoa isn't necessarily listed in the ingredients, but then when you read it, it says to coat the pan with cocoa. Well, when this comes out of the oven, it also says to sprinkle it with the top of it with powdered sugar to make it pretty. And it does not list that in the ingredients list either. So just know if you want to add powdered sugar, which I will, then you'll need to have powdered sugar too. Luckily, Kevin and I always have some powdered sugar in the house. Okay, so this is supposed to bake between 60 to 70 minutes. I'm going to set my timer for 60 minutes and then go from there. This is the finished bundt cake. It was in for 65 minutes. So at 60 minutes, you could smell it. It was strong, but I put a toothpick in it, and it was just a little wet. Not wet, but just a little moist. So I put it in for another 5 minutes, and now it's finished. You can see that I took some aluminum foil and covered up this side. I just laid it up there because it was starting to get dark. That's what I was smelling. And so it's fine. It's not burned or anything like that. But I did when there was about 15 minutes, 20 minutes left, I did put that on the side so it would cover that up. So now we want to let this cool completely before doing anything else to it. This has been cooling for hours, so I'm wondering if it's gonna if I need to take a knife. I'm gonna just try to get it out of here like this, but if I need to, I'll get a knife and go around the edges. I don't know if I need to do that or not. I'm gonna see if it'll come out without.
Yep.
Ah, it did. Look. So it worked. Yay, it's so pretty. And I like how you get the darker color because of the cocoa in there.
It looks like a glaze on there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks really cool. So now what they want you to do is take some powdered sugar and put some powdered sugar on top. And this is just the way I do it. And it's a little bit messy, but that's That's okay. You just need a little spoonful, and I get a sieve, and I'm going to tap it. And it is going to get on the edges of the plate, but I don't mind because we're over here at the counter. And then it just looks like snow. At the picture on the side up here at the top, and mine
looks pretty close.
Yeah, I did not.
It's the same color.
I did not put the powdered sugar on there as heavy as they did because I wasn't looking at the picture when I did it. But it looks pretty. It's
just
very
for
nice.
dressing anyway.
But now it does not tell you. I don't see how many servings you're supposed to get or anything like that, or calories or whatever. But I think it's really cool when companies do this, when they have a product and then you buy it. And you get to try the product, and then you get a recipe too. I think that's
like,
really,
hey, try this and this.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice thing.
Well, and it's also, they're not saying, go to our website for recipes. Here's one right here on the box.
Yes. Yeah, I like that too. I really do. Scan the QR code, and then sign up for something. Mm-hmm. You have to try that bottom part, that dark part.
Mm. Oh, well. It's not like a pure-on chocolate cake.
No,
it's different.
It is very different.
This little crispy part at the top.
Yes, that's actually the bottom. Mm-hmm. Well, you're right though. It's the top.
There's a top when you're baking it.
Yeah, when you're baking it, that is the top.
It's almost like a piece of fudge.
It's different,
almost.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's good. It's not as sweet as it's not as sweet as a regular cake. Let's put it that way.
The bottom part would have been the bottom of the pan is much drier than what is on the top, which just surprised me.
The rounded part.
Yes.
I agree. It is a little drier.
Yeah. It surprises me.
Than the crispier part on the bottom. The best texture there is
It's that part I told you to
crispy
eat.
Part, yeah.
The part that when you bake it in the pan, it's the top. Mm-hmm. That's really good.
This is the kind of cake I could see you having with afternoon tea, like a glass of milk or something like that. Because it's not a really moist cake. It's not a dry cake necessarily, but it is a little moister. I mean, it's a little drier than what a regular cake would be.
This to me
I like it though.
Would be good with Cool Whip. Mm-hmm. A little dollop of Cool Whip. Or, I know you don't really care for custard, but if you like custard, like true British custard would be good with this as well.
Basically runny pudding.
I like mine thick though. I like my custard after it's been in the refrigerator and it's gotten cold and it's gotten thick, and it is like pudding.
Okay, did you try any of this part? It's
no.
A little darker on the side. The really dark brown part that was next to the edge of the pan, it's a little darker flavored.
How do you even describe that though? Because it's not chocolate.
It's not like your pure chocolate. It's not.
I mean, there's chocolate in it for sure, but
that's not what it really tastes like though.
I think with the combination with the custard, it reminds me like of a chocolate bread. If you had a loaf of bread, if you made a loaf of bread and you flavored it with chocolate, that's what that reminds me of.
It is. You would think with all the cocoa powder, of course, that was on the outside. That's why I think that outside's a little bitter because of the cocoa powder.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that until just now because I was getting a really bitter flavor from the outside.
It's the cocoa. Because there's no sweetness in that at all.
No. But you've got melted chocolate, and then you've got the custard in there. You would think it'd be a lot stronger chocolate flavor, but it's not. It's a light chocolate flavor. It's different.
It's kind of the texture of a gingerbread. Like a gingerbread or a bread with...
Not the crispy kind, the more dense kind.
Yes, just a gingerbread loaf. That's what this is like. But if you get it from...
I agree, it is kind of bread-like.
Right in the center. It's nice and moist. It's just that one little, the part that was in the very bottom of that pan is a little drier. But it's good. It's a fun recipe.
I could see you being able to put like a glaze on top of this, and that would really sweeten it up a lot.
A glaze would be wonderful, which is just going to be some powdered sugar and a little bit of milk.
Yeah.
And it's gonna, you could do that instead of the powdered sugar like we did, and it would sweeten it up a lot. Yeah. And it would also be very pretty. So the powdered sugar is pretty, but glaze would be pretty. So this is one of those things, if you don't want a really, really sweet dessert, this would be one that I would say it's nice, but it's not overwhelming, but it's not overly sweet either.
Yeah, this is something you could take to a gathering of some kind.
And it would be safe.
And it would be safe.
It would be
I think everybody would be happy enough with it.
Yes, exactly. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.